Think about the last time you had to explain something important. Maybe it was in a meeting or a presentation or even just a conversation. Did you walk away wondering, did I say too much? Or did I lose their attention halfway through? Or did I over explain and make my point weaker instead of stronger? If any of that sounds familiar, you are not alone. Most people say more than they need to, thinking it makes their message clearer, when in reality, extra words dilute your message instead of strengthening it. Today, I want to show you how to speak with more clarity, confidence, and impact. Say it once and say it strong. Stop diluting your message by repeating yourself. Edit like a pro. Cut the fluff. Keep only what matters. And 3, trust your 50%. Say enough to be clear and trust that your words will land. By the end, you'll have some practice and some simple and powerful shifts that can change the way you communicate, whether you're speaking to one person or to a whole room. I'm Lisa Lacroix, your communication muse, and I help entrepreneurs, executives, and individuals master their voice, presence, and impact. This is part of my magnetic speaking skill series where I teach the techniques used by the most effective speakers. And if you want to take this further, I'm a Sharewell Pro host. You can join me for live coaching through the Sharewell platform, or look on my website and consider my one-on-one bespoke coaching program. Now, let's talk about why less is more when it comes to speaking with impact. When most people aren't sure how to be compelling, or when they get nervous, they make one of 2 classic mistakes. They either ramble, throwing out words, continuously talking, hoping that something will stick and they will land on the important point, or they intentionally over-explain, fearing that if they don't say it just right, no one will understand. So they keep on adding more and more details. And the result is their message gets lost. Your job as a speaker isn't to dump everything you know or to find it while talking. It is to deliver the essence of what matters. Ever notice how the most powerful speakers don't repeat themselves? They deliver. Weak speakers keep circling back around, thinking and adding repetitive words, thinking that that repetition adds weight, when in reality, it waters down their words. Here's an example of a weak sentence. So I just think, that maybe we should go more in this direction because I'm thinking it might be the best approach. Do you know what I mean? All of those extra words, repeating them, circling back to the idea weakens the sentence. Whereas if you simply pare it down and say it once and say it strong, it might sound like, let's go with this approach. The message is clear. The message is unmistakable. The message lands. Say your point once and then stop. It might be a little uncomfortable at first, but resist the urge to rephrase it, to justify, to over-explain, to do what I call speaking in the parenthesis. Instead, embrace the silence that follows and let that one sentence land. Let your audience digest it. 2, most people believe that more words equals more clarity or more value, but the best communicators use an economy of language. So if you record yourself explaining something in 60 seconds and then challenge yourself to cut it down to 30, taking out half of the words, trusting that that will be enough. If you listen back to the second version, I want you to ask yourself what was unnecessary. Did the shorter version still make sense? In fact, was the shorter version more impactful? The goal is to keep the words that matter and get rid of the rest. The third skill I want you to practice is the attitude and skill of trusting your 50%. Say just enough, no more, and let it land. A big reason people over-explain and they keep on talking is because they don't trust that what they've said is enough. So they add details to make sure people understand it. It might be that repetition, or it might be giving alternative viewpoints or parenthetical examples or caveats to the words. They repeat themselves or they add on more because they don't believe that their words carry weight. They keep on talking because silence feels wrong and uncomfortable. But here's the truth. The more you try to force a point, the more you push it through, the weaker it sounds. The best communicators say what needs to be said and then trust that it landed. So next time you are explaining something, imagine your words landing like a stone in water. Say what you need to say, stop, and let the idea ripple outward. It's uncomfortable at first, but when you trust that 50% is enough and know that you will have an opportunity to come back and say more if needed, you'll start to realize you don't need to over deliver. So if you want to speak with more precision, more power, and more purpose, then focus on saying it once, saying it strong. Don't water down your message. Edit like a pro. Hold a 5-second pause to find the gold, to cut out the fluff, and to land the period. And trust that 50% is enough. Letting it land. This is session 6 of my magnetic speaking skill series. And if you're ready to practice these skills live, I'm a Sharewell Pro host. You can join me for hands-on coaching through the Sharewell platform. The link is in the description. And don't forget to subscribe and follow so you don't miss session 7, the power of silence and pacing, how to use rhythm to make your message land more powerfully. I'll see you then. In the meantime, here's a video YouTube thinks you'll like, and here is my speaking and communication skills playlist.